I remember the first time I went down Whittier Boulevard. Started at the bridge. It took 45 minutes, an hour to get to Atlantic. Just bumper to bumper lowriders.
5 miles an hour and then stop.
Yeah.
And coast up a little bit more, 3 miles an hour, and then stop. That speed limit was okay. I mean, you would see everybody going by and the whole scene. It was like walking a car show back then, right?
Literally.
If you're going to walk a car show, especially what you have to pay for the day, when you walk through it and you look at everything in detail, you would all see it just move by you like this. It was, and you'd see car clubs from everywhere. What's going on, everybody? This is Joe Ray, and this is the Wired Down Show. Amigos, when it comes to lowriding, worldwide lowriding, in this industry or culture, we're all amigos. Except there is the Amigos Car Club. They've been around for 5 decades, 50 years. We're going to go way back into 1975 with a couple special guests, their members representing their proud traditions. And we're going to take a little cruise down to Boyle Heights, which I like because all the best Mexican food was down there. And these guys, if they don't tell you enough about their club, they may mention a couple hot spots that we all grew up with down that way. So for right now, Amigos Car Club is in the house. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Victor Gonzalez.
Tony Rios.
First of all, amigos, before we even get started into this whole thing, and because we're going to go into a beautiful town and culture, how did you guys even get into all of this that brought you here today? Tell us your story.
Well, Amigos, there was 4 guys that started off in Brown Breed. And Brown Breed was having problems with some other clubs. You know how it was back then. So they didn't want any of the stress of the stuff. So they started their own club. They came up with the name Amigos because they were all friends from high school.
Right.
So they came up with the name. I was still in high school, and my brother asked me if I can draw, because I used to like to draw, if I can come up with the plaque. So I actually drew it in drafting class at Roosevelt High School. And I even got credit for it. So that's where the plaque came from. I designed the plaque. That was 1975.
Everybody uses that fonts today. You know that.
Yeah.
You see it just about everywhere. Those are good times, man, back then. Roosevelt High School, that was a whole... For you to be influenced going to that school, there were all kinds of different car clubs cruising up and down the place. If we're going to go back way back then, you want to name a few of them?
And then after high school, I mean, everybody cruised
right
in front of the school. It was
what
like
car
Whittier
clubs were
Boulevard.
down there at that time?
There was Brown Breed.
Yeah.
There was Click Group, Abraxas, Tierra.
Oh, that's another car club too.
Yeah, they were back there.
Yeah, the group and the Alley Boys from the Click were right there on Chicago Street.
Yeah.
Mike Lopez back then, Twilight Zone was in Abraxas. And Lurch used to cruise around in his 65 and head on down the hill. And
Wasn't it a
66, the yellow one?
Yeah.
From the group, man. But yeah, Brown Breed was impressive because they were a huge car club.
Yeah.
But when you have huge car clubs, as we all know,
You have
there's
problems.
huge problems.
Yeah.
So that is going to happen. Amigos, Santana, the music, the culture back then had a lot of effect on the club, right?
It did. It did. In fact, I kind of copied the Amigos Santana album to design the plaque, but I changed it up a little bit because copyright stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I changed it up a little bit, and I presented it to them, and they went with it. But I was still in high school, so I didn't get in until I got out of high school.
What was your first car? Or how were you infected by the whole scene?
Well, you know, growing up in Boyle Heights, I mean, everybody had a lowrider. It was their daily driver.
Yeah.
Nobody had a show car, put it away for shows. And what you had is what you drove. So there was always lowriders around.
I always picture 3 out of 10 cars that would pass you by were lowriders, at least, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and not all of them were on hydraulics yet and all that stuff. People put cinder blocks in the back of their trunk to lower them. And take them down to the muffler shop and heat up the front coils, lower the front. Hydraulics started coming in around that time.
The lowrider's best friend was your local welding shop.
The muffler shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they didn't cut bumpers for you, they'd make you a grill and they'd heat your coils. It would become all lopsided. They'll stop right there and they just take a torch to it.
Yeah.
Or they'd cut them. But I mean, that they went hand in hand. All the welding shops, muffler shops did that. And there were quite a few of them down that way too.
There was a lot. Yeah.
You go to Roosevelt yourself?
No, I didn't.
Where did you go?
I didn't go to school here
You didn't go to school at all?
at all.
The only school you had in the right education
That's
is
it.
being in Amigos, right? You learn a lot right then and there, especially in that area. All the different restaurants and everything. Your first car, what was it?
It was a 65 Impala, which was my brother's.
Black.
He handed it down to me when he went to the service.
Uh-huh.
But when he came back, he wanted it back. So I ended up buying a Cutlass, a 76 Cutlass. It was like a year old when I bought it. So that's the car I had the whole time. 76 Cutlass.
I know you don't even see those things anymore,
No, it
right?
was
And them
the
in the
original
Buick Regal.
factory T-top.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a car. There's a lot of everywhere you run into when you discuss cars and Impalas and all that. They always bring up the Buick Regal or the Cutlass
Yeah.
in that year, make and model, and they always come up with T-tops, man. It's a favorite, but you don't see them around
You don't see
anymore.
'em around
Techniques have one, man. It is so badass.
Yeah,
But it brings back all those memories going back then.
yeah.
Where did you grow up in?
Echo Park.
Echo Park?
Echo.
Another nice little area.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy's wasn't too far from there, right?
No.
Rampart.
Walking distance from
All-
the Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, there you go, right there. So the club starts, you get into car clubbing, come up with your own name to relieve some stress. How many members were in the club back then when it first started?
There was five original members.
Right.
From there it branched out, and at one point we had like 30,
Yeah.
40, maybe. Around 1980, around there.
It was so much easier, man. I mean, you didn't have to throw out applications. You didn't have to do anything. You would start up a club, and if people liked the name and or the cars, you had a lot of employees or members that were willing to join and jump in there at that time because everybody was into it. Like I just said, 3 out of, I think, every 10 cars were lowriders. And if you needed to put one together, you can always go to a car lot and buy one already with a Krager wire wheels,
Yeah.
Krager wheels, and the pinstriping to match the interior. And you were out there, you're already a lowrider.
Mhm.
As soon as you signed your name on the dotted line, that was
Yeah.
your car, right? Who were your influences though for both of you?
I remember I must have been 15, 16, going to the Great Western car shows out there.
Oh yeah, the first
And
there were 2 of them.
Imperials would be out there.
Yeah, and the Dukes, everybody.
Yeah. And I remember seeing those paint jobs for the first time. I'm like, God. you
We
know,
just had Carlos Carbajal here not too long ago, and that was showing custom.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the whole canning things where you only see 6 lowriders,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be it. So when the first lowrider, they were called lowrider happenings.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but lowriders. They came out of the woodwork. If they were nice paint jobs, and it was good to see that the culture, was starting to become a culture. When you'd see the best of every car club going down there and representing,
Yeah.
it was easy. But I mean, going down Cesar Chavez now, Brooklyn Avenue, Brooklyn Avenue from Boyle Heights all the way in to East LA was just like Whittier Boulevard,
Yeah.
if you
It
want.
was
There were more lowriders sometimes on that street than there were on Whittier.
It was our downtown LA.
Yeah, it was.
Brooklyn was our downtown, and we hung out on Brooklyn Avenue at a Church's Chicken, which is knocked down now, but
Yeah.
that's where-
Fire station.
No, I remember all of that
now
too,
it's
man.
a fire station.
It was a good place to go by, man. There are a lot of different
Everybody
areas.
was-
Everybody had a certain area. where
Everybody
they all
was over
parked.
on Whittier and Atlantic, and we were the only ones in Boyle Heights.
Yeah. What would you say though when you look back at things? And I went to school in Montebello, so I lived in Monterey Park. East LA College was just down the hill from me. And then I got acquainted with Boyle Heights, and I got rich into the culture there with all the different car clubs and all the badass cars that were out there. There were a variety of different cars. What kind of car did you have?
I started with a 1955 two-door wagon.
Two-door wagon.
Candy apple.
Candy apple. Huh?
And then I moved into the Cadillac 77 Caddy. And then it was burgundy at first, and then I painted candy. I didn't finish it. Got married, put it away, and came back. And then Anthony painted it orange.
Orange. How long ago was this?
Oh, early 90s when well, I started like in 79.
The 55s were wagons, right? Until Nomad came along a couple of years later.
But that one was a two-door though.
Was it two-door?
Yeah, two-door.
Badass.
Yeah, with visor and skirts. And
You still have it or no?
No.
You see them around anywhere? They're hard to find.
Hard to find now.
How long were you in the club for?
I started like in 79.
Damn.
78, 79, somewhere around there.
And you guys were just members holding it down all, for most of that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And you can go all the way back and remember all the good times and everything. Then you guys wound up having chapters too, right?
Yeah.
And the chapters are where?
There's one in San Diego and there's one in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas guys, man, they're when it comes to support for all the shows and everything, those are a great group of guys. Especially San Diego too, man.
Yeah.
They're different car cultures, but same standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
same thing.
Nothing's changed at all, right? Those are the only two other chapters you guys have.
That's it.
And there's an army out there in both of those car clubs, so that's pretty good, man. The standards and the traditions go on. When those chapters started, were the guys ever from East LA Boyle Heights that moved out that way?
San
How did that
Diego
happen?
started, I think, in like 76 or 77.
77.
One of the guys from out there came out to my brother's family had a get together, and he saw my brother had his plaque on his car,
Mm-hmm.
and he borrowed the plaque and went back to San Diego to show them the plaque, and that's how they got in. So they started a chapter out there in San Diego.
They're still pretty strong out there, man. When it comes to Hall of Famers, Rigo, I know him very well too, man. He's done a lot for the culture. Actually, Amigos, man, that's a foundation out there for low riding in the San Diego area.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to be very proud of that.
They're pretty strong out there.
What do you guys drive around in now? How do you see the whole thing now? It's a lot more expensive. Back then, we didn't want 62s or 64s.
Nobody wanted a convertible.
Now, when you want one, they're 100,000. So, yeah, nobody wanted a convertible. So don't bring that around here. Just 400. Come on, for it. No, it's missing a roof. That's the whole car, right?
I want a pattern. Patterns on the roof.
Yeah, nobody wanted a convertible back then.
What would you say compared to the cruising scene the way it is today, and then let's go back then? How would you compare it? Because, God, if we want to really go back, there's going to be, God darn, there was Georgie's, pastrami's, and hamburgers right there on Soto in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Manuel Stepiak, not too far from there, and Cito's right down the hill. Steak Picado was the best.
Yeah.
And you cruise right in, and before you knew it, once you passed Eastern, there were Cinco Puntos, right?
Yeah.
My mom and everybody would go get their masa for their tamales, and we keep on cruising. Next thing you know, Rock Maravilla, all the different areas.
King Taco.
Barrios. King Taco was there eventually. And then next thing you know, you're up there on Atlantic.
Yeah.
And that's near Beverly, and you just hang a right and go down a few blocks, and there's Whittier Blvd.
Mm-hmm.
But all those different places and hangouts where the group, everybody, Imperials, even Lifestyle used to hang out at, everybody had their own location.
Yeah.
Within 5 to 10 minutes, I mean, you would drive through the whole major culture in East LA and Boyle Heights. What is it like today? I know everybody tries to revive it and bring it back by going down Whittier Blvd, and you don't see lowriders like we used to back then because they were brand new. Now you got to spend at least $50,000 on one just to get it back out on the streets.
I remember the first time I went down Whittier Blvd, started at the bridge. It took 45 minutes, an hour to get to Atlantic. Just bumper to bumper lowriders.
5 miles an hour, and then stop.
Yeah.
And coast up a little bit more, 3 miles an hour, and then stop.
Yeah.
But that speed limit was okay. I mean, you would see everybody going by and the whole scene. It was like walking a car show back then, right?
Literally.
If you're going to walk a car show, especially what you have to pay for today, when you walk through it and you look at everything in detail, you would all see it just move by you like this. It was, and you'd see car clubs from everywhere.
Yeah.
You'd see everybody actually down. It was a good place to be.
And it was nice until the gangbangers came in and started, their stuff. And
yeah, there are always going to be a few.
They closed it for a while, and they tried moving down further on Whittier, and that didn't work out.
So, what did you do when your brother came back from the service? What kind of car did you go get?
My Cutlass.
Yeah,
I got a Cutlass.
And you just stayed with a Cutlass all the way through with the T-tops? Those T-tops are big money today, if you can find them.
You should have told me back then.
I know. If we would have known then back then what we know today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the car was a couple of years old, and I paid, I think, $5,000 for it. Right now, you can't find one for less than 10 that needs work.
Oh, I know. The car prices back then, that was ridiculous. Huh?
Yeah.
I think I bought a brand new Thunderbird in '77, and I think I paid $12,000 for it, and it was a Town Landau. And then even my '79 Lincoln was about $17,000.
Which was
and that was top of the line.
Yeah.
I mean, that, the Cadillacs I know were around that much too, but you never paid anything more than that unless they were designer series and all that. Those were good times, but that was still a lot of money back then. And then they'd take a car like that and then just destroy it at lower and do all of
When
that.
I got mine, I said, I'm not going to put hydraulics in it. I'm just going to put some nice wheels. That lasted about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It always does.
Yeah.
You see a lot of the old car clubs, all those old guys back then, brown breed. Do you see any of the guys still?
No, I don't know whatever happened to them. I don't know if they're even around anymore.
Yeah.
But,
oh, you'll hear
run
names
into old guys.
Yeah.
And, back then we would talk about, what's going on with your car. Now they talk about what medicine are you on?
Right.
What blood pressure medicine are you taking?
Exactly.
When back then we would talk about other things,
Yeah, the different times now. How different do you see them, though? How do you see it today? What's going on today and what you saw then in comparison?
It's different, though. The times, of course. Now, well, for myself, I do have a car. Even it's in the garage, I know I have it. I don't cruise like I used to.
Right.
Go
because you get so much invested in it.
Yeah.
And then just to clean the damn thing and then take it around the block and you have to re-clean it all over again. It takes the whole weekend to do that sometimes.
Literally.
Yeah, I know. It's just different times. I mean, whatever we paid then, what they got to pay now is it's ridiculous. But gone are all the bad times, all the friction, all the fights, all the, are you staring at me too long? What, all the little car club wars are gone. Now everybody's amigos now.
Yeah.
They even have their kids and their wives are all involved in car clubbing today. When you go back and you guys think of everything that we went through back then, and they were good times. There were some bad ones, but it molded us. It made lowriding what it is today, exactly what it is today. The only problem I ever have is, we can't forget all those times, and because it was all our destiny from then. And there were a lot of pioneers, a lot of different, not just car clubs, members, car builders that set up everything from where we're at today. And I think that's my mission, and probably your mission, is to remind everybody that this is what we did to get us here today. Because if not, then man, you got to show that investment and what lowriding is worth like today. What lowriding is worth about the Click, the Imperials, Amigos, Brown Breed. That's what we're worth. There was a lot invested into all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy for all the young generations to just jump in and take it from there. Hey, I got it from here. It's nice and painted. Oh, the interior is already done. Yeah, just give me the keys. I'll take it from here. You can't. Mm-hmm. It's like, what went behind all of this to get it to that. so to speak, about clubs.
You put your heart and soul into it.
Do you guys looking at how it became commercialized, the Japanese buying the cars, the rap videos and everything that helped also get it to where it's at today? How do you see that compared?
Well, I don't really go out cruising much anymore, you know.
But you got to sit back and be proud and just say,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
man, we
yeah.
did this too.
You
You know,
see-
we
you see
started it.
What we started to where it is now,
Quality.
way different. Paint jobs are way different. There's a lot more money into them now, where before you just took it to the body shop, had it painted, slapped some true spokes on there, and you were good. Now everybody's going custom paint, custom
Frame off.
interior. Hydraulic systems are outrageous prices now.
They are.
My first setup was $150.
Pallets.
Pallies.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. And then the neighborhood kids, you need a battery, $5 each.
Yeah.
Really?
Pumps.
You can bring me batteries? Yeah. How many do you need? 4. And then they'd
4.
be out there at the gate in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's like $20 and you have 4 brand new batteries. Here we go, right?
How about the gates?
Oh, yeah. And poor neighborhood had hoods open. All of the cars had hoods open. And you go, oh, damn. That's how I got them. But yeah, things have changed. I think back then, every day, every 3 blocks, somebody was painting a car. It didn't matter if it was in a garage at a pad or a shop way in the back. If there was a tarp or there was a tree, they were painting. And they were all painting in lacquer. Yeah. And everybody, there were a lot of good painters back then. They just didn't get commercialized like they are today. So yeah, today it's unreasonable for me to understand a paint job costing $30,000.
Yeah.
And, you know, 6,000-7,000 of that is materials, and back then it wasn't like that.
And then the time it takes
In comparison, it wasn't. Oh yeah.
What's it take them, a year or 2 to paint your car now?
No, there was nothing like that back then. If you wanted your car painted, you got it back within about 3 weeks to a month. It was already done.
Yeah.
Nobody took advantage back then. Same with the upholsteries. The upholsteries were only what? You could go to Yoya's JNR upholstery and get a complete velour interior for about $650 to $800 in the middle 70s, late, almost close to the 80s. And I mean, it was stitched. It was done just right.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, you're not going to find that today. And those are all the things that we had that we were lucky about.
True.
And today it defeats its purpose. I think it does. When someone's going to tell you, yeah, I get $30,000 for an interior, it's like, how do you build a lowrider now if all these guys are charging that? And I hate to tell everybody out there, your craftsmanship's pretty good. It is leather, but when we have to buy the hides are anywhere from $700 to $1,300 for a hide. You got to buy 6 of them, and you still got to pay for upholstery. I am sorry, if I had a sewing machine, I don't see where you can get that money. But they're going to tell you they're paying it, and it just continues until everybody, I don't say boycott it, but until everybody just runs out of money and can't afford to do it.
Has to be a
Or building a lowrider just ain't worth it at all anymore. It was what it was, right? Yeah, it's different times, especially now. The standards and everything, how the club ran. You had to have, you allow bombs, you allow 4 doors. What are your values, your bylaws?
We didn't really have any. I mean, he had a 55. That was the oldest student we had.
Yeah.
You know, everything was 64 and newer. But we had our bylaws that we had to follow, you know.
Vice president, treasurer, sergeant at arms.
Yeah, president, vice president, sergeant at arms, a secretary.
You guys were a big club back then. Yeah, you guys had,
we had a lot of dances back then. I don't know if you remember. We'd put flyers on our doors and drive around Whittier, and
that was the advertisement.
Yeah,
that was your advertising of your car club.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are. We're not going anywhere. Well, Roosevelt High School has to go back. When you talk about the low riding car cultures out there, Roosevelt High School has, well, so is Garfield. It wouldn't be fair not to say that, but Roosevelt and Garfield both, when you talk about their classic football game, how they get together. When you go back into their rich history, lowriding at its most popular time, probably when it started, those two high schools and all the students that went there and the cars they owned in the parking lots, or the ones that drove around cruising to check out the women or whatever it may be. I mean, those were the heydays back then.
Yeah.
That was
agree.
ridiculous. Lunchtime, everybody was cruising Garfield that I remember.
Yeah.
And I know it happened too at Roosevelt too. And a lot of guys got influenced or addicted to this and had to get a car. That was the only thing to do. I don't think back then, if I can remember, you wouldn't get into Corvettes or muscle cars that much, or you wouldn't get into trucks or 4x. Many trucks weren't even around yet.
No.
You want to be cool and all that, you would have to go out there and get the latest lowrider that's popular. And they were still making them. 77, 78, the LTDs, the Lincolns, the Caddies, the Cutlass, the G-Body started to come out, all of that stuff. They're still making lowriders brand new until middle 80s, and they just stopped. And everything became some type of Euro Bumblebee looking type of car that we had to get used to. They don't even make a car today that would resemble a lowrider. They're just not long enough.
No.
They're not just long enough. I don't ever remember being harassed. So you grew up at what part of Boyle Heights?
Right by the Tepeyac.
Right by there in
right
Evergreen?
on that block, right around the corner.
Manuel knew you pretty good?
Yeah, I knew Manuel.
That's what I love that man about him, is that he would walk around with everybody with a little shot of tequila because they didn't have alcohol. Manuel Tepeyac. Famous locations, you know, that for a lot of people, man, just to get in there and park right in the front, you drop your lowrider, your Caprice or whatever, and lay it out and go in there and grab that burrito, whatever. That was classic to be at that location.
You know, my dog would be missing, and I'd find him at Tepeyac.
You find them there?
And you'll give him a Holland back.
Oh, you would? I was going to say you were going to talk. I thought you were going to mention something else, but no, that was a good place, just like the one right down the street, though.
Cedos.
All classic, man, and all the lowriders all laid out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's gone now, but he knew everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. If you quiz him, tell him, who am I? And he'd tell you exactly who you
He had an Eldorado.
Yeah.
He had an Eldorado.
He had quite a few. That he influenced me with that.
Yeah.
He had quite a few of them, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he loved that car, man. All that whole scene and everything, when you go back, so when your traditions and everything, you handed them down to the other chapters of the car club, how did that go in the beginning? You had to check up on them. There's no social media.
No.
There's no emails yet. It's all phone calls, right? And that worked too back then. You got a hold of everybody by a phone call.
We all lived pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's easy to get a hold of somebody. But we meet every Sunday, you know, have our meetings and talk about what's going on. And
never had any problems with the other chapters, right?
No. It's all in the name, Amigos.
Yeah, no. You can tell. I can tell by the shows when I meet all of those members, man. They're all, yeah, they represent very well.
And Mike was the president for a long time. He just passed last year.
That was a good man right there, man. In El Monte, he had the transmission shop.
As kids,
yeah,
went to school together, grew up together.
The whole thing,
yeah,
he was a diehard man. But and then again, Mike was a diehard for everybody. Once he got to know you out of being a friend of a friend, he would do anything for you. Not just work on your lowrider or fix this. If it was trannies, you were lucky, because if I had transmission problems, I would just call him and he'd tell me, just come down, man, bring it down here and I'll take care of it for you and I'll have it ready right away. How much? He goes, just don't worry about it so much, just get it fixed. That's the way he was with me. And I knew him from Lurch and a few other people, but that guy, man, talking about Amigos, that guy was a great guy all these years. And then I heard a rumor that he had passed away, and I go, nah, no way, not him. Yeah. But yeah, there he goes. When you mentioned Amigos, brown breed, all of that, the whole times, everything, man, that was the best of the best right there.
Those were good years.
Looking at things now to where you're at, saying simply that the word Amigos, that's what you guys are all about. Do you see that with everybody out there today? I mentioned families, wives, the kids, the generations from lowrider bikes. Everybody's getting into it. I mean, if you have to look at the lowriding culture today, we all are Amigos now. Going back to those days when there were car clubs that didn't get along with each other, and there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that back then.
And now I run into some of those guys. You ever run into any of them? Some of the crazies back then?
Not really, because I live in San Bernardino now, so I
And
get
that's-
down here not
Where,
that
where
often.
do you live at?
Same,
Bernardino.
we're literally neighbors.
That's what I say. It just seems like back in the 80s, everybody either they got a motorcycle or a Seville. I saw a lot of guys with a Seville that slammed back, or they all moved to San Bernardino, and then things just completely changed. In 75, 76, it all kind of died out. All that stuff did. I don't know where everybody went to,
Yeah.
but most of them went that way, though.
Well, I used to live down the street from Whittier Blvd, close
Yeah.
to Garfield, the borderline of East LA and Montebello. Garfield and by the Astorburger,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
right
yeah, I
there.
went to school there.
Right there.
Well, Countlaw was right up the street from
yeah.
Garfield. You're at the Tepeyac. There were a lot of gangs in that neighborhood, especially White Fence was there. But they were all cool, man. With the neighborhoods around there, they didn't have no problem with anybody,
You didn't
right?
bother them, they didn't bother you.
You knew Martin in the 76 Caprice?
Yes.
A great guy, man. There were a lot of good people, man, that I don't know, man. At that time, if you run into anybody from a different car club, man, everybody was there to help out each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
I know Brown Breed especially. Lurch used to tell me you got to come to the pad and check out what they got. They got a basement. They'll back anything up. And when it comes to hydraulics, anytime I had a hydraulic problem, if I couldn't
You
make
go
it at
to there.
Pally's, Brown Breed has it. Let's go down there.
Yeah.
I could get you that part. Don't worry about it. Let's just go down there. That was good. Oh, we all got
They were a
together.
good sized club too. They were.
Yeah, they were. They were huge, man. But now, before we come to a close with the show, though, you guys have anybody that you would like to go back and thank for where you're at today and how the club got where it's at?
Probably my brother. He started me in all this. And the guys that kept it going this whole time, like Mike, Tony,
Mm-hmm.
they have kept it going all this time.
How do we get a hold of Amigos? You guys just celebrated your 50th already, or not yet? Not just yet.
We
We're gonna do it last year, but that's when Mike passed away, so
Yeah, bad time to do
they
that.
canceled it. I think till this year sometime.
So I think so.
Get all the chapters together.
Yeah.
That's good. Anybody else you'd like to give a shout out to
Actually-
about the club and everything?
Mike is the one. I had a big influence in, like, he helped me literally fix my the Cadillac, bring it back. Painted it with Anthony. You remember he
Yeah.
passed away
Oh, yeah.
just recently. He painted
Damien?
my car. He painted.
Talking about Damien?
Yes.
Yeah.
He painted my my Cadillac on like early 90s, And then I put it away. I took a couple car shows and stuff, but he's the one actually like pushed me to get it painted, And then I finished it, and then I bought a 64 convertible because I always liked Mike's car, and I bought it and restored it and put all the accessories and all that crazy,
How was he towards the end, though, Mike? Because I know he was a staple in the club. You go there to get transmission parts. It was a strict business with transmissions. Once you went down that driveway and you went a little bit more, they were working on
different.
hydraulics. And if you looked over to the right or went to the back of the shop,
Mm-hmm.
there were cars getting painted
Painted.
left and right. Crazy, badass. Like, damn. And he offered all that to anybody, whatever he could possibly do. Did he pretty much do that the rest all the way up? Because I didn't see him for quite a while. Did he just
was
all the
sick
way
for
to the end?
last couple of years?
Yeah.
He was sick.
But before then, that's
Yeah, he
that was
still
him. Yeah.
never changed, huh?
He
Yeah.
used to do
May
everything.
he rest in peace, man. He was
He
a
closed the
great guy.
shop and keep going party.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody else? Any other shout outs out there, you guys?
No,
How's the younger generation doing with the club? Does it continue to grow?
they're actually even making more plaques because there's gonna be more new members, so they're making some new plaques for him.
And Mike's kids are taking over the
They are.
yeah.
Good.
They're following the
Nice.
dad stuff.
Following the footsteps, huh? That's a good thing, man. Great. Because when it comes down to, you're always going to mention all those different car clubs. All the car clubs are legacy car clubs. Amigos are right there. I want to say, good having you guys here, man. Sad part of the story, though, about Mike, but I mean, you know what? His memories and his spirit will live on, man.
That's what he wanted.
And at the end of the day, we're all amigos, right?
Yeah.
As long as Lowriding stays alive and strong. All right, guys. Besides the anniversary coming up, anything else to say?
No, I'm done.
Good.
Done.
All right, there you go, everybody. It's another episode of the Wired Down Show, the Amigos Car Club. They have a few chapters, but at the end of the day, like we just said, besides them being a car club, their traditions, the respect you guys have gained, the respect that you give, that plaque name on that back window, it says it all, and that's about all of us. Thanks for being with us. Thanks a lot, guys.